I'm Dustin Hacker, Nostalgia Hot Rods. What we do here is we build the best of the best muscle cars and hot rods. Where it all began in my early childhood, my dad was a car builder. He was always tinkering in the garage, so I just follow him out. You know, he'd give me little projects to do around the shop. I always wanted to be something to do with vehicles, and if it was designing or building or fabbing or whatever. And as I got older, he bought me my first El Camino at 11 years old and just kind of let me go to town and tear it apart and told me to make it run with spare parts around the shop and whatever. So that's what I did and finished that car, and I'm sure he fixed a lot of stuff, but you know, he sold that and got me another one and did that. And then when I was about 14, he bought me my first 70 Chevelle. It was actually, I bought it from my cousin Brian. It was already a pretty clean car, and you know, did a lot of suspension chassis work to it and built a little 383 stroker, and that was my first car. And from that point, that's when I knew, I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna build hot rods. This is what I'm gonna do. From that time, I, you know, bought a 66 Chevelle and built that up and sold that, and bought me an 81 C10, which I still have to this day. Built the chassis myself, did all the sheet metal fab myself. I was about 17, 18 at this time. Graduated high school and went to work for Discount Tires super young, and learned a lot of management skill there, and learned a lot from the people there. Left there when I was 22 years old to fulfill my dream, I guess, right? Like to open Nostalgia Hot Rods. So that was 2009 when I opened this. Before I opened, I was building a lot of cars for clients out of a 3-car garage. Bought my first house when I was 17 years old, and actually we're actually rebuilding a 54 Chevy right now that I originally built when I was 17 years old. But yeah, man, that's kind of where it all started. And then I hired a really good buddy of mine, Trevor Rose. We went to town. One guy turned into 2 guys and 3, and now I think we're at 17 total, you know, 20,000 square feet a shop, and we do all fab in-house, body and paint in-house, interior, chassis fab, basically build an entire car from nothing in-house, you know, 2-3 year wait times. That's where, you know, that's where it all started, man, was from when I was a kid to now, and here I am 35 years old, still just building cars and trying to do them better and better each one, you know. We've been to SEMA, we've fucking LA Roadster show. I mean, car shows and in general is kind of, you know, the hot rod thing, right? Build something, take it to a show. A lot of good guys events, won a lot of stuff, competed in that 35 under 35 SEMA a couple years ago, and did very well in that. So yeah, man, that's basically in a nutshell what I do and who I am. So going back to job flow, or, you know, the flow of what we got going on. So created this, I'm sure a lot of you guys do, but you know, all the jobs that we got going on, I think there's 17 on there. We have 4 more in the pipeline I got to add down there, but every day I update this. From, you know, Roadrunner, it's done in fab. Body and prep, of course, it's done. This is a car we've been building for a long time, and I know it says there's 15 days left to paint finish. Well, when we're 100% done, we're gonna recolor, sand, and buff the entire car, and the underside of the car is fully painted in every piece. So we got some time in that assembly. I got about 8 more days, and that's putting glass in. That's just all the little trinket finishing stuff. Interior, there's probably about 28 days left now on that, and you guys will see that later. But you know, I update this every day, and I put timelines like, hey, dude, fab on this 54 Chevy, it has to be done on the 28th of this month, and then goes to body prep 30 days. I try to stay to this. I mean, yeah, we know things are gonna change, because in this industry there is no like, this is gonna happen. Things will change, but I try to keep things on point. My guys look at this every day. Every morning we come in and we look, all right, this is what we're doing today. This board over here is basically just says, hey, like Jay's working on the 54 Chevy all day, Jared, George and Aiden and me and Randy and Phil, all the guys, just kind of tells what they're doing for the week. If they get done with, say, the 54 Chevy, they're gonna hop to the F100. So we all are on the same page. So this used to be the full finished assembly room, but we kind of outgrew it. So now it's just where we cut and buff. We are doing a little bit of assembly today in the room because the other shop's loaded. This here, 1970 Chevelle, kind of first of its kind. It lays frame, one of our frames, on a set of 24 by 15s and 22 by 12. Lays out full steer. It's got a supercharged LSX with a Whipple. As you come under here and see, it's got our floors, exhaust, our chassis, 4-link front end, the whole 9 yards, man. Sway bars front and rear, big 28-gallon fuel cell where the exhaust will then go through the tank and out through the quarters. Not 100% finished. It could be your guys' car, man, if somebody's interested in it. This is a shop project that we're trying to get rid of. So hit me up if you're interested. It's gonna be a bad motherfucker, this thing. Coming over here, we got a 63 Impala that we just laid up a bunch of gold leaf pinstriping. We painted it sheet metal fab, chassis fab. It is on original chassis, but a lot of work done to it. It is on air, not hydraulics. Getting ready to be cut and buffed. Same with the 65 Chevelle, things just about wrapping up. It's a car we built about 14 years ago, just kind of doing some modern touches on it. 69 Camaro, set body on yesterday on a Swartz racing chassis, getting doors hung. Yeah, man, that thing's moving along. Come on out back. So this is fab and body and paint. Do a little bit of mechanical work back here too, not just next door. 54 Chevy on one of our chassis, shit ton of sheet metal fab. 81 Buick Regal going on one of our chassis, laying frame on a set of 28s, LT4. 65 Chevelle, got a Wagner in it with a 4.5 liter supercharger. A lot of sheet metal fab work, a lot of body mods happening to this thing. Full fab shop there. We got 59 Apache. Keeping it patina on this one. Roadster shop chassis, another LSX, supercharged, 6-speed automatic. George is getting the window frame all done. Jay's building the air intake tube today. Cruising over here. Bed's just about done the way we want it. Putting some old reclaimed barn wood as far as the bed floors go. Got a couple hidden compartments back here. Gonna have some cool stuff back there going on. Detroit Steels, that's gonna be a cool one, man. 58 Vet, supercharged LSX, T56, Art Morrison chassis. Just finishing up fab work. Body work's almost done on this thing. This thing should be in the paint department here in the next couple weeks. Again, the 54 Chevy, man. Gonna be a cool one. We're kind of on a tight deadline on this, man. 9 months for a full build. We just got it in 3 months ago. It's going to a wedding for one of my best clients that I have for his daughter. So we're getting this thing knocked out. Again, our chassis, engine bay's almost done. Jared's working on the cowl. A lot of cool stuff going on this thing too. This here, old Bill, we built this truck like 10 years ago. Just putting a converter in it, nothing crazy. Gotta have that knocked out today. 72 Porsche wide body, twin turbo LSX, Corvette transaxle. Thing's gonna be pretty fucking cool. Wide body, every panel on the car is handmade. Doing this car for another shop here in town, all we're doing is the body and paint. I typically don't do that, but I've known the guy that's building this car my entire life. So just trying to help him out, knock out a nice paint job for him. 56 F100, Lays step, Lays fender. It's coming along, man. We got to have this thing done by April 15th for the client. So we're pushing hard. Door gaps are getting dialed in. Hood was dialed in. We just popped the front fenders off of it this morning and all the engine bay panels. Yeah, getting it all dialed in and hopefully have it painted here in the next 2 weeks. Got a couple guys in there just going to town sanding panels for this truck. Yeah, man, so paint booth. Again, shop's a little dirty, but we got a lot going on. I got Freddie in the booth painting some parts for a 37 Chevy today. Let me take you guys next door to the finish side and you can see what's going on. Yeah, this part sucks. We got to walk back and forth quite a bit. I try to buy the building next door to mine, but she won't sell to me, so I had to lease the one across the street, but we get good exercise doing this about 40 times a day. So this is more finished side, even though we got Justin Tig welding over here building an exhaust system. Clean work, right? Got Sebastian here finishing up the wiring on this 72 convertible. We're just about done with it. Couple more interior panels, just some suspension, color sand and buff be done. 67 wide body vet, Art Morrison chassis, aluminum 427 Rodec. Take a look at the underside. This thing's gonna be clean. Phytech helped us out with the fuel injection on this thing, so you'll see this in their booth. Good Guys events, SEMA next year, or this year, sorry. We're about to fire this thing up today for the first time. It's getting close. Let me lower it down. Kind of show you what's going on. We widened the whole car. We widened it 14 inches in the front, 16 inches in the rear, running a 19-inch forged lines all the way around, 19 by 12s in the front, 19 by 13s in the rear, 335 fronts, 355 rears. Still got a little bit of fab work to do, just some afterthought stuff, but we'll get that banged out here in the next couple weeks. Should see this one at Del Mar. Good Guys. Yeah, man, multi-port Phytech fuel injection. Trying to keep this, it was an original 67 427 big block car, so we kept it that way. This one here, 63 split window, LS3 2.9 liter Whipple, which the Whipple is, it's up there in a box. But yeah, this one just getting fully assembled. We did a full carbon roof on this car. It's kind of cool. We V'd it in the middle, you know, so it's kind of all pointing at a V. We do pretty well with these split windows, man. We've built a lot of them. Sitting on one of our chassis, it's on air. Then we got little 37 Chevy. We didn't build chassis or do anything. We're just helping this guy finish this thing up. We did a lot of sheet metal fab repair work, body and paint. We're getting it wired and getting it assembled and getting it back to him. We got this thing here. We've been working on this car for damn near 7 years. 69 Roadrunner. Every part and piece of this car is handmade. The bottom side of this car is nicer than the top. You can see the interior, a lot of one-off stuff going on. My personal car, 57 Bel Air. One of these days we'll get around to finishing it, but interior side, CNC table, interior fabrication, CNC laser. Yeah, we got a lot going on around here. Darren is finishing up, looks like body working up door panels and getting ready to wrap. That's where we're at. So yeah, man, things are moving. So that's basically shop tour. Yeah, next episode, man, you guys will see a lot of things finished. Hopefully everything that's in here is about 90% further than where it is today. This one will be done. Same with the 72, that'll be finished. This little K5 LS swap, that'll be all done. Typically don't do a whole lot of that, but again, it's Mike, same guy that owns that 54 Bel Air over there. You'll see it later. We're going to his place, you can see all the cars we've done for him, but he's a good client, so when he says get shit done, we make it happen. We're gonna head over to one of my clients' house that we've built him over, I don't know, 25 cars or so. He's got a collection of about 40. We're gonna head over there now, check out some finished product. All right, guys, we just left the shop, grabbed some lunch. Now we're at my customer Mike's house to check out some finished products that we've done in the past. So 69 Camaro we built 2 years ago. Pretty badass car, man. Wide bodied, forged lines, 427, custom engine bay panels, you know, stripe runs all the way through the car, up, over, back, bottom side. Keep coming, man. 66 Chevelle, AKA Green Machine. It's been to SEMA magazines. Built this car, it's been done now for about 4 years, maybe 5 years. A good portion of all the high-end builds that I've done Mike owns. Here checking out all of them. Pantera, we've done a lot of work too. Don't mess around with any Ferraris. Come on through center garage here. 54 Vet, this one up here, he actually had a pretty scary event. Bought this car at Barrett-Jackson and was out driving, man, on the 15 out here in Vegas and flipped it doing about 70 miles an hour and rolled it end over end and walked away with a scratch on his elbow. Pretty crazy. Here's a 40 Merc that we built. LS powered again, widened steps, widened the rear fenders, and check out the interior. Here's a 61 Impala convertible. This car's been done going on 3 years. Again, LS3, 525, 4L80E, all on Ride-Tech. Factory frame, Willwoods, beautiful interior. Mike's got a full-time curator, right? We can't repair all the little things that happen, so Mike's got a good guy that works on all the cars, why we don't have them. Now, 63 convertible Vet, we didn't build the car, but have done a lot of work on it. Up here, 58 Vet. Again, we didn't build it fully, bought it at an auction, but we got a lot of hours in it. Motor, trans, suspension. This here, hard to see, but 50 Woody, a lot of work in the wood. Chassis, engine bay again, another LS. Interior wise. So again, this car has been around a long time, bought at auction, but we've redone the entire car from top to bottom. He bought it, I'd say it was 4 or 5 years ago. And it was built in the early 90s and just needed a lot of TLC. So we went ahead and refinished all the paint and redid all the wood and rebuilt the chassis, put an LS in it, rewired it, new vintage air. He took it down to his upholsterer down in California because we were too busy to do it, but they did a great job. And this is a great driver. It's one of his go-to cars to drive to cruise around Vegas. 69 Charger that we built many years ago. You guys might have seen it on Autotopia. Built many moons ago.
You flip the switch on the bottom, you can turn the lights on. The battery switches off.
Oh, no, it's on. Lights are on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we keep rolling. So we're standing in Mike's main garage. This is like the garage that his daily garage, I say. So this garage holds 6 cars. So this garage rotates with all the different cars. If he wants to drive this Chevelle, it's on this rack ready to go. And then next, so on and so on and so on. So every week when you come, it's a different set of 6 cars in this garage. So these are the 6 he drives. He goes to the next 6, grabs those. Every car here is a driver. They don't sit. Oh, he's driving them. He don't even drive a new vehicle anymore. He got rid of all of his new vehicles and only drives old hot rods. So pretty cool. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.